All right,
got it out
man.
my system already.
Ayesha Curry admits she didn't want kids or marriage at first. Said she goes to therapy to process what her life could have been if she had chosen her career over family. What do y'all think about this?
I honestly like the truth.
I do.
I'm gonna say that. I feel like I do like the truth, and I do feel like, this is probably not the most positive talking for women to say, but I'm okay with the truth of that. Every woman may not want kids or want to be married, or even, they might just want to have a career, or they want to travel, they want to be creative. Like, I could understand that, and I think more women should probably come out and voice that, because as men, I think a lot of us tend to assume that they all want kids and want to get married. So if that's not the case, I think it's good information for men to know that maybe that's not every woman's dream. You know what I mean? Sucks for Steph though.
Yeah.
To have to hear that after you've done it.
What if they've had that talk already? What if she's not saying nothing that he don't already know? You don't think they having them hearts to hearts? Like, she's probably just now coming out to the public and saying some shit like this, which is okay. It's understandable, but every time we already talked about it, the media takes and turns and twists words always. I ain't tripping if she want to throw that thing in the circle. Do you, bro?
I just can't see myself as a man feeling happy if I got my wife, I married her, I had kids, had a family. Okay, now after the fact, unless we've already had that conversation, I don't know the relationship. If I have to hear that you never wanted that's gonna sting a little bit.
You think so?
For me, it would.
What if she told Steph off the bat, like, I don't want kids. I want to focus on my.
So why does she have kids?
Right.
I mean, she's in love with that person, ain't she? Like, things change.
So then why voice it publicly?
I mean, that's the statue that they're on. That's where they're at in life. If she's voicing it because she's on podcasts, that's all the media stuff that she's on. It's in her face. So why not?
I think I agree a little bit, or mostly with
holding that shit in, bro.
With X, because like I do believe women should voice that, to their significant other, and I do agree, some women don't want to have kids and families, and that's you as a man in that circumstance to be able to make that decision if you want to stay with her or move on. I'm married. I think it's tough, but I really don't care. I don't think this should be voiced publicly. I mean, if you in a marriage, that's between you two. If you had that conversation, then why are we, voicing this publicly?
Okay, but that's also between them two. So
100%. Yeah, and I agree.
If she probably spoke to Steph.
Like, is it okay to do it?
Is it okay?
So then
you can't take away from the communication that they have. We don't know.
So then my biggest question is, if we had to do this all over, would you pick your career over your family today? What do you think she would say? Since we had that conversation, since you're not happy, since you go to therapy and talk to the public that you didn't want to have kids at first, didn't want to have a family at first.
But that's at first. She's saying at first. Y'all are missing those key words, at first. That means things have changed for her. And she had the family, so obviously she wanted what she has now. It's no turning back.
Then why she need therapy?
So
what do you mean?
Hold on.
When you have kids, bro, women lose their identity because they're so focused and involved on those kids and that family. She's trying to keep things afloat. She's doing everything off the court for Steph. Why we can't put it in them terms?
Steph is $100 million plus man.
He don't need.
She ain't doing all that.
Yeah, but I said.
What you mean?
I mean, don't get me. I'm not saying that motherhood is not a lot, but I'm saying at the pace she's doing it at, she has help. I guarantee she's probably
100%.
got cleaners.
100%.
She can buy a meal or get a chef if she needs one. She doesn't have to cook every meal.
She's a chef though.
Fire.
Okay, I'm pretty sure she has a paid sitter. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I understand that argument if you know you're not living at that level and you don't have the means to afford a sitter, a cleaner, and all that. But for me, it's like this is coming from a woman who's in a multi-million-dollar marriage where
Right.
I know for a fact she has the help, and that doesn't take away from motherhood. Motherhood
Nah,
is still a beast, and if you got kids, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just like, okay, you can't have a career,
Right.
So one of the, yeah, I was about to.
I'm just
or
playing
you
devil's
don't, or you
advocate.
don't have one.
As you should, because that's a
I'm
fair
just playing
point.
devil's advocate.
That's
So-
a fair
You know
point.
what I mean? Yeah.
She should have a career.
That's I mean, my thoughts on it, right, or me seeing all of it. Definitely appreciate her for me. I appreciate her for speaking her truth, at least as long as she's speaking that truth to Steph,
Steph.
right?
Yes.
I appreciate that because that's between them two. Now from there, and even right, I seen like some comment that he left. I think it was Killer Mike that said something about what she said, and then Steph got on her like, "Bro, hey, I'm not you of all people. Like, wouldn't think this came from you." So clearly, Steph is 100% aware. Now, just as you said, how you would feel about something, you might feel like after that conversation, because then it could turn into, you know what? I think you should see a therapist. I think you should, speak to the public, because there's probably other women that you could be an advocate for, and like let them know that's okay, but you're still dealing with it, and this is what you're doing, and that's the platform. That's some way that she can be. Now, as long as that dialogue is had between those two, that way he knows what he's facing in the media, what it's going to be, and how people are going to take it. And he's like, okay, as long as I don't really care about people that I don't know, I don't really care about whatever, but as long as everybody in this friend circle or in our group understand this dynamic of what you're saying, and I have confidence in what you're saying, that you're not out here trying to like say, I wish I was a career woman that could go out to the club and go do all this other stuff and like live that world. Like you maybe like want to have fun with that, but not just live in that world. And you're saying your question is, the next question is, so what are you picking today? If you're still telling me today that like I don't want to lose you, but I miss this, we can come to some type of compromise now on how do I allow you to have that scene. Like, what is it that you want? Are you trying to do something, go back to school? Are you trying to start a business, or like what are you trying to do?
That's
You
tough,
know?
bro, because you got a lot of married women. Gabrielle Union, like you think Taylor Swift gonna stop what she doing if she had kids?
No.
Like, like you got other married women that are still pursuing career goals and even starting new ventures. So like, what's different from her? Like,
So
she probably got
this
the
what I'ma
same
say-
amount of money or probably more.
This is what I'm gonna say is the difference. You talking about Gabrielle Union, Taylor Swift, who people who had that before they got their relationships, not somebody who had the relationship, grew
I
up
can
in
give
that.
you
and
examples
then,
of those too. I
You
just
know what I'm
put
saying?
those
Like,
out there.
like so again, yeah, I think she just has to, whatever that lane is or whatever that she's trying to create, I think she has to find that and do that. But like you said, when you have a kid, when you have multiple kids, and then you are following this man, you do lose yourself. So maybe the idea of like, oh yeah, I was supposed to go to law school. Well, now law school, like I don't even have the mental capacity to do law school because I got a bunch of kids running around. So what is the new thing? And I think that's just what it is. It's like, hopefully she can find what it is that brings her that joy and happiness that can coexist with what he's got going. That's
That's a fair point. That's definitely a fair
I
point.
will say, what I said before, is like, well, why she need therapy, or they have the money, so they have the means for a sitter, cook, and stuff like that. I did forget the fact that Steph is an NBA player. 82 plus game season.
Mhm.
Warriors always in the playoffs, always going deep. That's a lot of time away and out of the house.
Is it? Because she's traveling too. Now you got to think about her, the games that he wants her to come to. Be
Well,
here, be there, with the fam.
What I'm saying is,
That's what you signed up for, though.
True. With him being an active NBA player and him being Steph Curry, so that's more than him playing. That's media. That's
Outside
stuff
of
in the
it.
community. That's wherever the organization wants him to be for this and that. I'm like, okay, I could see where, Steph probably has to spend quite a bit of time out of the house or away from her and the kids. So that does put you know, stress on her. And yes, I'm sure she wants to be a good mom. So yeah, even though she might have the means, maybe she doesn't necessarily want to have the kids with the sitter and the nannies all the time. You know what I mean? Maybe she does her best to, you know, be with them and travel to be close to Steph and stuff like that. So I can definitely see, like, yeah, even with the finances, I could see you getting lost, you losing yourself in that, and maybe being like, man, like, if I wasn't doing this, I could be at this
You hit
age
it on the head.
doing this and chasing that. And so I that's why, you know, it was kind of like unsettling to listen to as a man, because I think I just felt for Steph, like, I kind of felt like that might have hurt to hear from your wife. But I do respect her truth, and I do feel like, especially in the day we live in and where women, how far women have come in this world, I do feel like that's more of the truth. For some women now is that, yeah, maybe they see themselves more than mothers and just wives and stuff like that. They see themselves as leaders and people who can, you know, change the world and do great things too.
To piggyback off of that, I think when you get those women of those high caliber athletes, the LeBrons, the Kobe's, like, those women get overshadowed by all of their greatness and what they're doing, that it almost probably feels like, for her, in my perspective, just playing the devil's advocate again, like, they not having the fun that they used to have. So that between them, like, she not getting talked to like a girlfriend, or she's just saying that she wants that.
Yeah.
Like, she's looking for that attention that she can't get it from him because he's in the middle of hooping. Or
What
he got
about the
this-
sacrifice
this
the men
thing.
making this?
What?
What about the sacrifice the men making this? Like, you think Steph Curry really wants to be, always social, always having to sign autographs, always having to go to meetings, always have to provide,
Right.
like, you know, like, I think it's sacrifices on both sides. I'm not saying
Facts.
one is greater than the other, because the woman's side is hard.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
different type of hard on both sides. But I'm saying, like, both sides have to give up a sacrifice, and I think that's what a relationship is, especially when you talk about hundreds of millions of dollars and somebody having to raise those kids. You
But to
guys
your
both.
point, I think this was Steph's sacrifice, letting her talk, letting her
Yeah.
get the
But so
outlet.
this is what I was told, and I did not, I didn't even peep this on what they think. Now, we all know, right, being an NFL player, Sundays, and everything that leads up to a Sunday, though, we know that's like real grind, real work, like all those hours. I dead ass was told by a lady I was talking to when she was like, yeah, but you get to have fun. That was her response. With like,
Yeah,
you're
that's how they look at
playing,
it. Yeah.
you're playing a game that everyone loves you for,
Yeah.
and like, I'm trying to find a career that people are still not going to love me for.
Yeah.
Like, that's the mindset behind
Yeah.
it. So yes, there's a lot of sacrifice. I'm doing a lot of things, and I remember when she said it to me, I was like, damn, you have no idea what I'm really going through, what I'm really doing.
And that goes for both ways.
You know what I'm
look at
saying?
them kids getting raised, you like,
Yeah.
you just watching the kids. And they may
Yeah.
be easy for you, but they are
Well,
paying the mama
yeah.
dues.
And
They
mind
giving
you,
moms the
me
worst.
and my son's mom, same thing. I remember when I was playing, I'd be like, man, put that boy to bed. Like, just put him to bed. She'd be
Yeah.
like, I was trying. Like, I'm trying. And I'm like, bro, you just tell him to lay down. I'm like, when I tell him to lay down, he lay down. She like, that's you. I'm like, man, all right, bro. You don't know what you're doing. Like, that's just how you feel. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely, like I said, that's why, just like we all said, we respect her truth. We're glad that she's able to at least articulate, because other ladies can actually, like,
They bottle that in for a
they
minute.
bottle that in and go do other stuff
Yeah,
that
without you knowing.
or that hits the public, and now you're dealing with that. So at least this is what, you know,
That's fair.
to be
That's
able
fair.
to get in front of it, at least have some type of game plan, or at least let us argue about it first. You know what I'm saying? Let us argue about it.
It's cool with handling this,
Yeah.
this way.
He did it right.
Yeah.
If I tell Steph anything, he did it right.
And I'll say this to Ayesha, a person like me, like when men like Steph are able to reach the place
Pinnacle,
that,
yeah.
pinnacle that he's able to reach, and even like a LeBron.
Went through a lot to get
for
there.
me, something that I put in like one of my highest regards is like, okay, like if you reach that and you got a solid woman at home, I assume that woman is great. Like I really
Yes.
do. And I kind of believe like it's actually hard to reach the top of the hill so
Without
high,
that-
Without her.
without something
Yeah.
so solid next to you. So I think that's what too kind of hurt me is when I heard her speak, I was like, it sounded a little competitive, but I was like, I don't know if she knows that the attention that you do get that you may not realize is that because Steph is so good and you're next to him and you hold his family and we see his kids and his kids love him and stuff like that, I automatically assume as a woman you got to be phenomenal. Like you must be.
You the
You must be
standard.
so great
You the
that he
standard.
can relax and fully be at his best
and
capability.
being peak bulls because okay,
you be
it's
fooling yourself.
it's funny you said that because there was a time that I actually saw Ayesha out here, and I never forget when I saw her, and I met her. I've seen her like back in when they go up to Charlotte and like come to I've seen their games or whatever. But I remember seeing her out here, and it was a few people that walked by like, oh, damn, that's Ayesha. Like, oh my gosh. Not just from the standpoint, they just like, dang, like, the fact that Steph can be this great of a Steph, and then you are able to, like, they just automatically, like you said, look at it as like you have done A through Z to help him be that.
Yes.
You know, even though, right, she doesn't, like, right, they probably don't come to you and be like, oh my gosh. And even then, maybe they do come up to you and say, like, man, you've helped Steph in such a great way, but you're looking at it like, you might look at it like, so what, I helped Steph. Like, like what about me? You know, I get that.
That's what I get. And then I'm trying to understand it. I'm like, well, maybe that's not the recognition she wants.
Yeah.
Maybe she wants recognition that's more, you know.
Self-recognition.
Yes, you know what I mean? That's more about
She
her.
wants to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
We both got it, right?
You didn't come in there with it.
That's what I'm saying.
I was just
Different
trying to,
scenario, which you made a deal to me,
because
which
at
is
first,
valid.
I was like, like, dog and Steph. And then I watch it again. I'm like, okay. I could see her possibly being competitive. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I think
Push each
that
other.
may be where, they push each other.
Yeah.
I said, but I'm like, you know, maybe she can't see that, like, you're not on TV. You ain't shooting a three.
But
you're
you the
not,
reason, though.
Because the other side what she doesn't see about it, right, is what I think we all see as guys. Oh, there's a hole where I can get in, right? Like if there's because we know other guys look at it and be like, oh, I got it. I can get his chick, and you don't want that. So when you listen to some of her comments, some guys now look at it and be like, oh, she ain't even happy.
Right.
Let me go and make her happy. You know what I'm saying?
Misconception, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
crazy. So I let